Okay, welcome to the Richard Case channel today. We've actually got a special guest, and my guest is Mark Ryan. And if you want to have a quick look at a clip of Black Sails, we'll just have a quick look at it.
There's a war coming, and the king brands us pirates. He doesn't mean to make us adversaries. He means to make us monsters. If we are to survive, we must unite behind our own king. We have no kings here. I am your king. You can never forget who these men are. They are not our friends.
This place, this life we've been living here, it doesn't feel like living anymore.
Whoever arrives on our shores first will be in for a most unwelcome surprise. Whatever you do, don't show fear. Thieves come in many shapes.
Okay, Mark. So, Black Sails. Do you want to tell everyone a little bit about the series?
Oh wow. Yeah. Well, hi, Riz. How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay.
Black Sails is a unique experience in my career. It was such a joy to work with the cast.
I can imagine.
And a joy to play this character, Mr. Gates. We were in South Africa for getting on for 5.5 months, and it's a Michael Bay produced show in conjunction with Stars. And
Yeah.
So, as with everything Michael does, it's nothing but spectacular and epic. In just
It's
about
amazing.
every
It's amazing.
It looks amazing, isn't it? And it looks like film, and that's one of the things they wanted to do, was give it a TV show a filmic, look to it.
Yeah.
Which, just because of the sets and the scale of the Enterprise there, the boats themselves. I mean, they're full size, fully rigged. And somebody did tell me that if they took them actually off the gimbals in the tank and put a proper keel and bottom on them, they would float and they could sail them around the ocean.
Amazing.
No, they're pretty amazingly built.
You must have real fun. I mean, it's so different. I mean, everyone thinks of Pirates of the Caribbean, but this is the real McCoy, isn't it, for pirate movies?
It's an attempt to mingle very much the way like Robin Sherwood did. Mingle legendary characters from Treasure Island, like Captain Flint, Billy Bones, John Silver, with historic pirates.
Yeah.
Calico Jack Rackham and Charles Vane and Anne Bonny. And so what you've got is this interesting universe of historical factual figures, real figures from pirate history, but also this very rich backdrop of a fantasy story about Treasure Island, where you've got these characters which you can also build and expand and use them as a way of driving the drama through the show. It's very cleverly done.
And Gates, the character you play, he's it's an amazing character that you play. What's it like playing Gates, actually, the character?
Well, when I sat with John Steinberg originally, and it was a bit of a journey getting there, in the sense of them deciding to go with me, I think. But I think what convinced John was we were sitting there talking about the different facets of all of this, of the drama and the different things that
Sure.
Gates had to bring to the show. And he said to me, so will you tell me what you know about this character? And I said, I've lived this character. I was a non-commissioned officer in the British Army.
Yeah.
And I said, it's the nexus point. The NCOs, the senior NCOs, are the pivotal point, the decision point between the officers that give the orders and the men that have to carry those orders out.
Sure.
You're mediating that sometimes difficult things which have to be done, and you have to cajole the men to
Yeah.
go along with you because they respect you and they trust you. And sometimes you could be leading them into dangerous situations, and they have to trust you, and you have to mediate that power for the powers that be. And so that, I think he listened to that and he went, yeah, that's what the quartermaster's job was.
Do you think it helps actually, because you said that you've actually you've played the part, so if you've done it in real life, does that help with acting if you've actually you've actually experienced it yourself?
I think it helps because you can draw from your own experiences, human experiences. And that's why I say, so I was asked a little while ago about, did I have any advice for anybody setting out in the business? What would I advise people to do or not to do? And I said, look, in my career, I've worked behind the scenes as a fight coordinator and a sword master, and one of the jobs that I did was working with Bob Anderson on First Night, and really that was a real change of a viewpoint from me. Even though I'd done Robin of Sherwood, I'd done 3 years, I'd done Who Dares Wins, I'd done other films, to actually be behind the camera, dealing with the politics of that and the scheduling of that and the egos of that. It was a real steep learning curve, and I will forever be grateful to Bob Anderson for offering me that job. And it was a funny thing, because I did have people obviously on the set that knew me, that were saying, what are you doing? What are you doing back there? Why are you not playing a knight? Or, and I said, well, because I'm learning more here.
You learn it, yeah, I understand.
I am on that side. So to me, it was very much, it has always been in my career that anything that a part that I play, I try to draw from my own experiences, and all experiences that you have can be used when you're playing a part.
Yeah. How was it? In First Night, you were with Richard Gere as well. Richard, I believe, and what's he like as a person to work with?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
He literally really does live the life. He would. There'd be some mornings I'd go down. We had to go and work out the fight schedule for the week, and he was chanting. And but he's an incredibly calm, incredibly centered, gentle, focused person. And I'm sure, like all of us, he's had his mad days. But to me, I saw nothing but somebody that was supremely in control of his own temper, his personality.
It does come across like that.
He was very professional and good to work with. So.
But the things you're also known for, I think is incredible, is the major musicals in the London West End. You played quite some characters. You've played Che Guevara. That must have been quite a challenging role to play.
Yeah, that vocally is one of the most challenging roles, perhaps other than maybe Jean Valjean in Les Miserables.
Yeah.
It's musically one of the most challenging roles to play, and unlike the Evitas, Che got to do 8 shows a week, so you really have to pace yourself.
I can imagine.
Usually got to do 6 shows and got 2 off to rest the voice, but Che didn't. And when we did the film, and just a little note on that, because that's a funny story in its own right. I got a phone call from the casting people.
Yeah.
They said, Alan Parker wants to know if you'll do him a favour. What favour could I do for Alan Parker? And he said, well, he wants you to come on the set, and they'll find something for you to do. So that's why, if you look at my resume, I have this bizarre credit as a waiter in the Hunin bar. And what he did, he had me on the set for a week, just wandering through these scenes and singing, and it was joyous. And there was Donna there and Banderas. Banderas actually came up to me and he went, Alan tells me that you played this part for 2 years and sang it 8 shows a week for almost 2 years. I said, yeah. He basically said, I can't get through it once.
Oh, incredible.
How did you do that? And I said, it was dedication, it was real discipline, and it was hard work, but it was one of the best parts I'm ever going to play on the stage, for sure.
Yeah. You've also, going for, I know my son, he was a fan of Robin of Sherwood, and when you played the character of Nazir, that was fantastic. And you actually, is it true that you gave the idea of the character?
Yeah, well, what happened was, again, historically, this is what happened. I was going to play. Ian Sharp asked me if I'd play the part of a character called Edmund the Archer.
Yeah.
That was Belem, Simon de Belem, sort of right-hand man and, you know, hatchet man. And on the first day of filming, I think I turned up on the set. We'd done a week of practice and stuff, and we went up to Anik, and Ian came up to me and said, "Oh, by the way, you're not Edmund the Archer anymore. You're Nazir the Saracen."
Good grief.
Okay. He said, "And how do you feel about doing a sword fight with two swords?" I said, "How long have you got?"
Yeah.
What have I got? He said, "Oh, about an hour."
It's, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I've seen a clip of that, and we can probably show a clip of that at the moment, actually. The other one I want to mention is you played in Guys and Dolls, and Sky Masterson. You played that part.
Yeah, I did. Just before we leave Nazir, I'll say this because it's very important to me.
Yeah.
Right in the future to get this. The genius of what Richard Carpenter did.
Yeah.
Was that he approached the actors very early on, including me. He called me and said, "Well, we now have you in the show. You Nazir the Saracen." He said, "I have nothing written for you." He said, what is your take on, you know, where you are and what you want to do with this part?" And I said, "Richard," I said, "look," I said, "you don't have to give me any dialogue." I said, "Just give me the props. Give me a knife, a sword, a bow,
Incredible.
Whatever. I will make it work. This is film.
Incredible.
This is, right?" And I said, "So I don't care about the dialogue." I said, you got seven other actors to take care of. So give them the dialogue. Give me the action. I will take that and run with it."
Yeah.
He said, "Well, give me some idea of what your understanding is." And I literally just finished reading all 3 volumes of Stephen Runciman's History of the Crusades.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's a very interesting thing in there about the relationship between the Knights Templar and the Assassins. And Kip and I got talking about that, and I think he was kind of amazed that I actually knew any of this. And I said, let's make him an assassin who has left the sect. He's working for Belem. And he literally is the lone man in the forest who sees his only survival and protection as being with these people. Because otherwise he's going to die. I mean,
sure.
That's one of the reasons he joins the group. And his respect for Robin. And I think that that was how that came about. And
that's
I think
incredible.
Writers today get very, very protective of their material. And as he said very early on, Kip used to come out to dinner with us, and he would sit and he would listen. And he would listen how we bantered off each other, because we talked and ripped the crap out of each other all the time. And I actually said to him, I said, "What are you doing here, Kip? Why are you here?" And he went, "I'm listening." I said, "I know, I can see that, but what are you doing?" He said, "Because I'm going to write for you the way that you interact naturally amongst yourselves as a group."
Amazing.
And that is why the chemistry and the relationships were so strong in the show, because Kip took what he saw, the way that we physically really...
Sure.
And again, he said to me such a brilliant piece of writing wisdom. About 3 or 4 shows in, he'd come back down again, and we were chatting away. And I said, "You know, I'm really impressed with the fact that you are so hands-on. Your fingers are into the soil, the soul of this production."
Yeah.
He said, "You've created something amazing." And he said, "But they're not my characters anymore. They're yours." He said, "You have to breathe life into them. You have to make the sinews
It's
work.
incredible,
the blood flow." He said, "So I just let that go. I'm going to let you guys, these are now your characters. You own them. You are going to live them. So off you go. You have my blessing. Go forth." You know what I mean?